What's up everyone, this is SliferKing here, and today you join me for another one of our gaming wheel videos. And as you would have seen from the video last week, this week we are playing Mini Metro. So Mini Metro is a little bit like an indie game. It's actually, I played it in the past quite a long time ago, but it definitely was a fun indie game. So the premise of this game basically, let me just show you. So basically you have a selection of metro maps. So you've got like London, Paris, New York, Berlin, Melbourne, Hong Kong, Osaka, Stockholm, St. Petersburg, Montreal, San Francisco, Sao Paulo, Seoul, I think that's how you pronounce it. Apologise if I'm getting the name wrong on that. Washington DC, Singapore, Cairo, Istanbul, Shanghai, Mumbai, and Auckland. So, as you can see, there is a lot of them. But, of course, being originally from London, I'm going to go with London. So, the premise of this, you have a couple of different modes. You have normal, extreme, endless, and creative. So, normal is, well, don't let stations overcrowd. Extreme is tracks are permanent, so you can't change them. Endless is stations do not overcrowd, build for efficiency. And then you've got the creative modes, just like if you want to create your own like metro systems. But I think for today we are going to go with the normal difficulty, and we're going to go with London. So the other thing about this is that you have a couple of trains. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think you've got 7 to 8 lines. And over time, as you can see, you will be adding new stations to the map. The passengers in this game, by the way, are represented by the shapes of the stations. So like this one's got a triangle, so this one wants to go here. And this one's got a square, so it wants to go here. So this is why you need to make sure that you're really being fairly careful about your patterns. And in the normal mode, you can change tracks as well. In the extreme one, you won't be able to do that, so that makes it quite a bit more challenging. Now, for the purposes of this video, I admit I have sped up the time a bit, so we should get more frequent stations. Seems to be a lot going on around here. By the way, if you maybe some eagle-eyed people will notice this, but the map is actually slightly getting bigger as time goes on. Oh, so we're in week 2. So let's go with a carriage since we haven't used the third one yet. So like week by week, that you'll get the choice of like maybe upgrading a station, adding a tunnel, adding a new carriage, or getting a new loco. Or in I think with Japan, you also get the choice of a high-speed loco. Oh yes, that's another little change as well. Sometimes the shape can actually change after a while. So this one's just changed from, I think it was a square to a cross. So far things are going smoothly. I'd say so at the moment. So it looks like this line's getting quite extended now. And we still haven't used our third track, so that's pretty good. Oh, and just like in the real world, it does get busier around the Friday to Sunday period, so like the weekend. And time-wise, it will also get busy around rush hour. Right, so week 3. Still got 2 tunnels, so let's go with a carriage. Now later on, the tunnels probably will be more critical. So far, so good. That was absolutely rubbish. So yeah, that's what happens basically if you. So that's what happens in the end if you let the system go on too long. So it looks like this time we're starting off on the west side. Actually, no, I'm going to change that. There we go. So yeah, I admit, I think I wasn't paying attention, I admit, on that one. But yeah, this is definitely a fun little indie game. If you like underground systems and railways, I think this is a pretty decent game, because it's like balancing like creative mode, like creating your own maps from around the world. Oh, that's quite a long one. And it also gives you the option of train management as well. So yeah, now as you can see from the right side, the map is starting to get bigger. Let's go with carriage. I'm going to try and keep a closer eye on the passenger numbers this time. In fact, I'm going to create another line there, just as a little bit of passenger easing. Just put that one there. The only thing maybe I'd wish from the game is that maybe there was an option to add more lines, because if you want to create the London Underground, then the only problem you've got is you can't actually use all the colours. You can't actually get all the lines correctly. That's the only downside. Other than that, it's a pretty interesting game, this. Obviously, it's not everyone's cup of tea. It's starting to look a little bit like Holborn, this area now, I'd say. Right, we've got no tunnels left by the looks of it, so we've used all three, but we can move some stations around. Ah, got blue now. So let's make that line. Extend that one out. So yeah, now as you can see, it's starting to look a little bit more subway based now. I'm gonna add another train to the yellow, I'd say, because it's starting to look a little crowded down this bit. Yeah, so that one's just changed shape. Week 4. Ooh, carriage all line. I think carriage, because we're going to start getting a bit crowded soon. I should mention that I am usually a lot better at this, but I usually do take it a lot slower, like a lot steady pace. But just for the purpose of filming, I figured it might be better if I do it. Actually, I'm gonna... There we go. For the purpose of filming, I just want to have a faster video. So that just changed shape. That one, up there. So now we've got a star. What's my best I've ever done? I think the best I've ever done in London, I think, is about 1500 in regular mode. So now that I've sorted out the yellow, things are going fairly well. So it looks like the yellow line is probably the busiest. Stick with carriage. I'm gonna add a. I think I'll add the new train to red because the core's starting to get a little busy again. Yeah, it's starting to get a bit busier over this side now. Oh, it's approaching Friday and Saturday. Like I said, that's the busiest time. Okay, that one's fine. Still haven't got there is one type of station. There's also an interchange station which basically increases the capacity. We'll go with line. So this bit's looking busy, so at least I've got that line available if needed. But yeah. So now we've hit the 500 mark. Uh-oh. That's a bit of a problem. Okay, so now we've lost our connection. Where is that? I heard a station noise. So we might have to go for a tunnel. I reckon, because unless... Oh, actually we might not. There we go. Ah, finally an interchange. Is it going to get there in time? Yes, it is. Oh, we're starting to struggle now, I'd say. Let's turn this into an interchange. This one's in serious trouble. I think this one might be about to go. Yep, there it goes. Oh well, what did we make it to? We made it to total trips. So this is another thing I think they recently added. They added graphs as well, which is quite nice. Stations. So we got 32 stations. Used capacity 27. So we lasted just sort of 50 days. Okay. By the way, if you want to, yes, it does contain music, but obviously for copyright reasons, I just wanted to make sure that I avoided any issues. So there was a game of Mini Metro. Like I said, it's a pretty fun little indie game. It can definitely challenge your like concentration, because you need to really concentrate on those stations if you want to get like the high marks. So let's now return to the wheel to find out what we'll be playing next week. So as you can see, we are back at the gaming wheel once again to see what we'll be playing in next week's video. And for some reason I can't find the mouse. There it is. So let's spin the wheel and see what we get. Oh no. Oh dear. I was wondering when this would happen. So it looks like we are returning to one of my least favourite videos I've ever made. The original Fallout from the 90s. Oh dear, this is not gonna be fun for me. So anyway, there was another edition of Gaming Wheel. If you enjoyed this week's video, then please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel to know when my newest videos will be coming out. I hope you've enjoyed this week's video, and for now, this is SliferKing signing out.